Hi everyone, how are you all? I hope, one moment please, give me a moment. Wow, I decided to come online to share a little bit of what I'm experiencing lately and what I've been getting as insights and intuition. And I just like to, here we go. There it is. Just a second. Here we go. Ready to go. Yes, so welcome everybody. It's Natasha, and as I said, I would love to share a little bit about experiences that I had lately in the last 3 or 4 days in particular. And I want to share this because I am sure that many of you are going to recognize some parts of what they are going through. And so around 3 or 4 days ago, I had this strong experience of feeling the collective fear, and I realized that as I was clearing the fear that I was experiencing, because even if it's not our fear, if we can feel it in our own body, we start experiencing it, and this is how we can clear it as well. And so I was clearing what I felt that was mine, and I decided to do this online session that we're having tonight. And then I just suddenly got that input of seeing this mountain. I was actually in front of a mountain, like on the other side of the lake. But I made a video about that, and I will post it soon. But so I saw this mountain. It's a really it looks like a triangle, that mountain. It's beautiful. It's a magic mountain. And I saw humanity standing on top of that mountain. And the message I got was, you're all at a tipping point. And it's about humanity being able to decide which way we're going as humanity. And it was quite a strong experience. And from that, I also knew and received, and it was just like all developing, that it's about us standing in our mastery, standing in our power, not giving our power away, not giving it away to outside forces, not giving it away to fear, not giving it away to any energy outside of us, and holding that clarity and that heart-centeredness and opening our hearts. Because, one is the physical level where we do have impact. Of course, I'm also boosting my immune system. Be careful, be all of that. That's okay. I'm not saying not to use common sense. But what I've realized there is that humanity has so much fear, and fear, if you look at the physical level, it's making you susceptible to manipulation, right? We have enough examples in history where whole masses have been manipulated when they were in fear, because in fear we tend to give our power first away, and second we tend to blame others, to judge others, and to perceive. That's the way that it usually works, right? And so that's a physical level, but then there's this energetic level of what kind of world do we really want to create? Do we want to create a world where we experience each other as dangerous? Do we experience the world as dangerous? Is now every human being danger? So what do we really want to create? Or do we want to create a world of peace, of harmony, of health, of vitality, of joy, of abundance? And many of us have been uncomfortable with the world, the way it was and the way it worked. And from that, we have now the chance, we're literally on the tipping point, we have now the chance through our energy, through our emotional, through our mental state, to shift into that world which we want to create. And it's a huge opportunity right now. And so as I was going through these downloads, and the message to really stay centered and clear, what happened next is that I caught myself being in judgment of people who were in fear. And I remember I was passing people or meeting people who were so afraid of each other that they would just disconnect completely. And I'm talking energetically, you know, I'm not talking don't take the distance that you need to take, but we can still connect with each other from heart to heart. We can still open up to each other. We can still look into each other's eyes with warmth, you know, and affection and connection. And I started getting into judgment, and I was experiencing the whole world like, oh my God, people were unfriendly to me. People were just, you know, like I felt treated like I was very sick and I'm healthy, you know. And from fear, or I was not sick, but in this situation I'm saying that, or treated like a complete outsider from people I knew. And then I started getting into judgment, and I started clearing that judgment. I realized, oh my God, wait a second. We need to clear that judgment. And as I was clearing the judgment within myself and the collective judgment that I was feeling, what happened is that this whole experience shifted. I was sitting at the lake when all of that happened, and I cleared the judgment, and I moved into an open heart of love, and I stood up. And I went to another place, and I suddenly met amazing people, helpful, joyful, completely not caught by this fear and judgment kind of thinking. And it was like a mirror one-to-one. And this is how we create. It's a lot about how we experience the world. It's just a matter of perspective. And so it's so important. And right now, like the last day, I was feeling a lot of frustration, like yesterday, a lot of frustration and anger. And I knew what to do, so I just sat with that. I cleared whatever I could. I just allowed it to be. I you know, like all that you do to clear these things. And the interesting part is that I realized right now, it's so much for all of us about. I disconnected the phone. So anyway, so much is about literally tripling your self-care. And I'm not talking, again, not about the fear-based perspective of, you need to triple self-care so I'll stay healthy. Yes, of course, you're going to boost your immune system, you do all of that. But that's what we needed to do years ago. That's what we needed to do all that time, to have that self-love, the love to others, the compassion, the connection. And it starts with ourselves. We are homeschooling our children right now. I mean, I'm homeschooling my child anyway, but many of us right now have to organize all of that now. And there in particular, honor yourself, connect with yourself, love yourself, triple your self-care, go to sleep on time, all of that, but from a place of loving yourself. Because this is going to shift not only your experience, it's going to shift the experience of the whole world around you. And if you consider yourself as a light worker or a grid worker or a healer, this is the time when we need to stand up and to shine our light even more brightly, even more fully, to take care of ourselves and to just be centered. So if you need to take your time for stillness, take it as much as you can. This is an amazing opportunity to start slowing down. And I'm myself starting to slow down in different ways. I was never caught in that busy. I was lucky that I could live my life differently. And still there's another layer of slowing down. There's another layer of moving into stillness, into really accessing what's inside and what is it that I want to create. What is it that I want? How do I want to live? This is our chance. We're at the tipping point. Remember that. And thank you so much for shining your light, for being there. I'm very moved, as you can see, because it's just so amazing to be witnessing all of this. It's just such a time of transformation for each and every one of us and for the whole world. And so that was actually the reason why I've created that Choosing Love Over Fear program tonight. And what we'll be doing is really clearing fear, and it's not only clearing our own fear, like whether that's how will I survive in this situation now, will I have toilet paper, which was one of my concerns because I came home without. No, I'm just joking, but still there's like these little things, and then how our finance is going to work out, or what should I do, and how much should I stay away. But also through what we do, if we come together, we can clear for the collective, and we can help shift that into love. And that's why I called it Choosing Love Over Fear. And we're going to do a real deep healing session, plus there's going to be a transmission of light language that I feel coming in. And so if you feel like signing up for today, it's 9 p.m. on Central European time. It is, what is it, like, I think it's 4 p.m. EDT and 1 p.m. PDT, today, March 20. You're most welcome to still sign up. The link is on my website, www.nathealing.net. And if not, there's a lot of free resources I have. I have a YouTube channel. So just whatever you do, please stay in your center, stay in your joy, stay in your clarity of what we want to create. And I thank you very much for listening, and I love you, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.